Hey beautiful, in today's video we're going to be talking about exercise for your dosha. So important, so interesting. So just as a fundamental, so I'm drawing from the knowledge, wisdom tradition of Ayurveda, and there are two very important principles to understand: that like increases like, and that opposites can bring balance. So each dosha is a combination of elements. Vata, for example, is air and ether. Now, thinking about that in terms of movement, Vata is very much like a moving, airy, on the go kind of dosha. So they're naturally going to be attracted to very movement heavy kinds of sports, but they're also very light. So if the Vata person is, say, running all the time, that's just only going to serve to imbalance Vata further. So that's something to really take into consideration when we're talking about exercise for the doshas. Or on the other hand, Vata's lightness would be grounded by a nice rhythmic routine practice of, say, restorative yoga or Tai Chi, Qigong, something that's going to help them be more in the body and be more stable and grounded and embodied and present. So, those are two principles to keep in mind, and without further ado, we'll go through the doshas and talk about which types of exercise are best for each one. So, going straight into Vata, like I said, Vata is a combination of air and ether. So, rhythm and routine are going to be very balancing for Vata. Vata, like I said, is going to be attracted to quick movement types of exercise, like the cardio endurance athletics, like running, like cycling, like getting on the elliptical and just going, so fast, right? And that's actually going to be quite imbalancing because Vata is so mobile and on the go. So it will increase lightness too much, and they will tend to burn out and hurt themselves because they tend to be lighter physiques anyway. So low impact sports and exercises are going to tend to be better than the really tough high impact sports. Warming, grounding, and steady practices are going to be where it's at. Strength building is also going to be very important for Vata. So, how does this look in terms of exercising? Dancing, rhythmic, awesome. Tai Chi, rowing, low impact. Yoga, but not the super fast paced classes. Those can aggravate Vata. It depends on how extreme a Vata you are, of course. Swimming is going to be a great choice for Vata, assuming the water isn't totally freezing. Walking is a great choice for Vata because it's movement, but it's slower, as well as Qigong, and also keeping a routine. So picking a few exercises that you like and sticking with those, because Vata is so all over the place. It'd be really nice to keep it focused, keep them on track, keep the anxiety levels down, and yeah, that routine is very, very healing. On the other end of the spectrum from Vata, we have Kapha, which is a combination of water and earth. So naturally heavy, stable, solid, grounded, maybe to the point of inertia and sluggishness and not wanting to get off up the couch. So the impetus with Kapha is really get moving, get going. Come on, do something, anything. Don't just sit there or lay there. So Kapha is going to do better with the cardio, with more of the endurance sports. They are of a sturdier constitution, so they are going to do better with the higher impact activities, maybe even some HIIT workouts if they can get it going that far. But running, cycling, even working on an elliptical, any kind of the cardio or aerobic machines, those types of classes, and group fitness. Group fitness is probably going to be a great choice because it is motivating to work out with a group of people. Also enlisting the help and support of a workout buddy, an accountability buddy that is not a Kapha. So teaming up with maybe a Vata or a Pitta who will help you stay motivated and keep working out. You know, find someone who likes to go for walks with you or take a spin class with you. That can be very, very helpful. And also mixing it up, so having different kinds of activities. Kapha may easily get into a rut with their workout routine. So if you're finding like you're not motivated to keep going to that same class every week, try a different class. If you're not feeling this one type of yoga, try a different kind of yoga. You know, if the spin class, you know, you've been taking the 45-minute one, maybe take an hour-long one, maybe take a half an hour-long one. You know, mix it up somehow to keep it varied and interesting for you. Also, working out in the morning is going to be to the Kapha's benefit. So sometime between 6 and 10 a.m., that is a Kapha time of day. It's going to serve you to get the lymphatic and digestive systems going, get your digestive fire, your Agni firing away, ignited, steady energy levels throughout the rest of the day. And really, it'll make sure you get it done so that you're not coming around at 6 p.m. and you're like, oh shoot, I haven't moved today. No, you do it first thing, you know, in the morning, get it done, get moving, and chances are good that you're going to move more throughout the rest of the day since you already worked out. Also recommend get yourself an Apple Watch or a Fitbit or something that tracks things, because that can be motivating and a good reminder in and of itself. I know since I got my Apple Watch, I've been even more motivated to keep moving throughout the day, because you'll actually see the results and the quantified amounts of how many calories you're burning, how many miles you're walking, how many steps you're taking, you know, your heart rate. It's really, really fun, nerdy data. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I love my Apple Watch, y'all. So last but certainly not least, Pitta Dosha. We want to keep it cool, my fellow Pitta friends. This is my home dosha, y'all. Which, if you know me, you're like, most people are like, what? But yeah, it is. So, Pittas are naturally athletic, but because they are this combination of fire and water, they do tend to push too hard and burn out. Hi friends, I've done that only 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 2,500 million times with everything. So a general recommendation is for Pittas to work out at about 70% of their capacity, which would translate to about 110% of other people's capacity. So Vata and Kapha's 110% is like the Pitta 70%. Like, dial it back a notch. Like, relax a little bit. Keep it cool. Keep it non-competitive too. Yeah, people who doubt my Pitta have not seen competitive me, because I can be quite intellectually competitive. Can we say graduate school? And athletically competitive. You should have seen me when I was showing horses. It was intense. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, one of the things is that working out in a hot room, a heated room, or in the heat of the day is going to tend to aggravate pitta. Now, if you're like me, you probably like doing these things. I love the heat. I practice hot yoga every day. Y'all know this. Somehow hot yoga does work for me because I'm pretty imbalanced. I've got my diet dialed in really well. So I'm not going to say that if you're pitta dosha, you can't be a balanced hot yogi at the same time, because friends, I'm living that reality, okay? My raw food diet and the way I live the rest of my life seems to help me balance out so that I can keep a very hot yoga practice in my life every single day. You know, I'm very, very mindful of what I eat, and I'm also mindful of when I need to stay inside when it's really hot, or, you know, I ride horses in the heat of the day. I practice hot yoga. I'll try and make sure I'm inside between noon and 5 as much as possible so that my body has a chance to cool. I make sure my sleeping environment is very cool. So you really have to just kind of see and explore for yourself. If you're a very pitta aggravated person, obviously I'm not saying hot yoga is like the first kind of exercise to try. You may want to consider trying swimming or water sports, you know, water aerobics, paddle boarding. Just being with the element of water is going to be helpful and cooling and balancing for you. Some other ideas could be friendly group sports. So we're talking, you know, friendly, not super competitive. You know which friends you can play with and which friends you can't play with, and maybe what games you can play and keep it relaxed and chill, and what games might get you a little too fired up. So, you know for yourself, try some different things. Kayaking is another water sport idea. Yeah, see what works for you. Walking outside is going to be beneficial for all doshas. Doing any kind of exercise outside is going to be really beneficial for all doshas. So, pitta, as I said, you know, the main thing is keep it at about 70% intensity, and you can do pretty much anything, right? So maybe try the cardio, endurance cardio, but keep it in that 70% range. And if you have one of these or you have a heart rate monitor, you can actually track that in an effective way, in a very honest way. So play with that, and as I said, take your movement outside. That can be balancing for all of us because we are natural beings who do really well connecting in nature. Nature is profoundly healing. And you know, I would even add that I'm thinking about the horsemanship, the horseback riding that I do, and that being really soothing for all doshas as well. So seeing how animals could even be a part of your exercise routine, walking your dogs if you have dogs, playing with your animals, these are ways to move and introduce more healing, balancing energy. Play with your freaking kids, y'all. If you have kids, or if you have cousins or younger siblings or whatever, that can be a wonderful way to move your body and help balance your doshas. So I hope these tips are helpful for you. Please leave a comment. Let me know what works for you, especially if you are a pitta hot yogi or you're curious about that. I can make a video on that. That would be fun. Anyways, like this video if you like it, subscribe for more new videos coming out every single day, y'all. So much to share with you. Very excited about that. And thank you so much for watching. Take care. Much love. Namaste.